Alright, our first fight here, Amarim versus Sam Hughes. We have to go with Amarim here. She actually has finishes on her record, which is pretty surprising for an early women's MMA fighter. Sam Hughes is fucking terrible. She's 7-5, and I just don't see how this is gonna go her way. Probably gonna get finished, so don't take this money line. Take a finish here. On DraftKings, you can do the KO finish, double chance. Hit that. Alright, next fight. On my notes here, I just saw this. It says China versus Steve Garcia, which made me laugh. But we're to go with old Stevie Garcia here. The only issue I have is Stevie Garcia is just not very good against Asian people, and this Chinese cat is really damn good. He can wrestle, he can fight on the feet, he has tiny ass arms though, and I hope Stevie Garcia can just box him up at range. I'm taking him as the plus money. There's no value in taking Cheyenne or Rebecca here. Ignacio Bahamondes versus Trey Ogden. Trey Ogden and Bahamondes both had fights that fell apart. They make this catchweight fight at 160 pounds. I think you have to take Ignacio here. He's been training out of Chicago with Bilal and all those other good wrestlers, and all Trey Ogden really has on his side is just wrestling. Hopefully we get to see Ignacio hit him with a wheel kick, knock him out. And at minus 365, there's no fucking value there. Don't take that. Take the knockout. Oh, Cynthia Calvillo versus Lupi Godinez. I'm definitely going to pick Lupita Godinez here. Or Lupi. But Cynthia Calvillo barely makes this weight. She's not very good either. She's 9-5. No reason to pick her here. I'd throw Lupi in a parlay rather than take her on the money line. But if anything, take her by decision. Ooh, Carl Williams versus Chase Sherman. I think it's our only heavyweight fight on this whole card. But Carl Williams at minus 410 is completely retarded. Don't take that. What you should probably take is the decision or maybe even submission. Because Chase Sherman just can't stop a takedown to save his life. Carl Williams is a machine. He just never stops going forward. Yeah, I'm taking Carl Williams here. Gerald Meerschaert versus Joe Pyfer. This is one of the most interesting fights on the card. Pyfer has been competing in a lot of grappling matches and shit like that. But they have been against like Eric Anders, which just doesn't really show me anything. What I want to know is if Joe Pyfer gets into the second, into the third round, if he can still keep fighting and keep Gerald off of him. Because Gerald is just a crafty submission artist. I think I'm going to go with Joe Pyfer on this one, just because he's such an athletic person. Crazy cat, and the money's good here at minus 180. Take him on the money line. Michelle Watterson versus Luina Perino. My only issue here is Michelle Watterson's not the most predictable, but if you don't take her here, you just don't know what you're talking about. No reason why she should be Luina should be the favorite here. Michelle is just better in every single way. She's better in the striking, better in the grappling. You have to take her here in the plus money. We got two dogs so far. Chris Curtis versus Kelvin Gastelum. I'm seeing a lot of people going with Chris Curtis, and I just don't think that's what it needs to be. I think Kelvin is one of those top-level fighters, and when he's on, man. He beat the shit out of Izzy. He beat him up good. Probably gave him one of his hardest fights besides the Pereira and Blachowicz fights. Chris Curtis can do okay here, but I just don't see how Kelvin doesn't get him. The money line here is actually pretty good. I think that by the time fights come around, Kelvin might be plus money, and that's when I'm going to take him. And I'll just take him on the money line here. We got old blah, 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 versus Christian Rodriguez. I don't want to see old Rosas win here. He's really annoying. He's 18 years old, and he's on the main card. Super annoying. I hate his attitude, but I think it's an important attitude to have to be good. Sadly, I think he's going to win this fight. I don't want him to at all, but I think he's going to win this fight. I'm going to take him not on the money line, probably by submission or decision on the double chance. Ugh, God, I don't want to see him win. Kevin Holland versus Santiago Ponzinibbio. There's no reason why Kev won't win this one, man. Kev's just so much longer. Like, look at the reach difference. It's almost 10 inches. I think Kevin Holland has issues with people that rush him, and Ponzinibbio is just going to get in his face the entire time and probably clinch him up. Kevin has good enough jiu-jitsu to beat him, though, and I think he's just going to catch him with something at range. Just like Morono did. He was just catching Ponzinibbio with crazy shit. And if you're getting caught by Kevin Holland at range, he's going to knock you out. Let's take Kevin Holland here. Rob Font versus Adrian Yanez. No idea why Adrian Yanez is the favorite here. He just has not fought anyone good enough to to be a favorite here. Font has had some hard fights, but I just think that the New England cartel always has really good game plans for people. So they're gonna probably try and slow Yanez down, hit him with some leg kicks, and box him up. This is gonna be a great fight, though. This is one of the best fights on the card. I'm gonna go with Rob Font here. Burns versus old Jorge Masvidal. Jorge Masvidal looks like your uncle that just got out of prison. Terrible tattoos, half a beer gut, and dreadlocks. Burns, every time I see him in the embeddeds, he's at the gym. Every time I see Jorge Masvidal in the embeddeds, he's at fucking Mar-a-Lago and jerking off with his buddies in his house. Like, there's no reason why he should be winning this fight. I agree with this line, and I think Gilbert Burns is going to take this one. Alright, this is just ridiculous because we see Israel Adesanya with a skirt and a dog collar at the weigh-in saying he's the dog and he's the favorite. And I just can't stand his fucking antics. That's why no one likes him anymore. He just says the stupidest shit known to man. Alex Pereira is probably not going to win this fight, if I'm honest. If Izzy comes in with the right game plan to wrestle, all these boys do is just do wrestling in their camps. But if he comes in and he can take Pereira down, then I'd like to see him win this. Like, Izzy can win this. But he also did no damage last time in the ground and pound. Literally no damage. I just don't understand how you do no damage when you have someone down for an entire round. And you have long-ass arms like that. So I'm going to have to go with Izzy here, and I think he's going to get it done by decision. Take Pereira's belt. If Pereira knocks him out, it's going to be in like the 4th or 5th round again. But I just have to go with Izzy here. Thanks, homies.